Hey guys, it's me, Mariama. I always get a lot of questions from people ask me on like Instagram and like TikTok and stuff about how I am currently traveling like the world right now. And I want to explain how emphasis on me, how I'm able to travel right now because I'm currently in Vietnam. I've been here for the past month. I'm going to be leaving in the next couple of weeks to go on to my next country. I've been traveling since April, so it's been about 4 months of traveling. Oh my god, it's already been 4 months of traveling, you guys. What the hell? So I started in Africa, then I went to Italy, then I went to Thailand, then I'm here and currently in Vietnam. So I've been kind of all over the place. I've literally been in like four continents: North America, Europe, Asia, Africa. I've been in four continents literally, and it's only June. So it's kind of crazy how much I've been traveling. But like I said, I want to kind of explain how I've kind of gotten to this point because I definitely didn't even think this could be my life. I didn't even think this could be possible, but somehow, some way, well, I know how. I'm going to explain how I kind of got to this point. So let's go ahead and get started. So basically, I moved to LA when I was 21, and I was living there. That was like my dream city, my dream place that I wanted to live. Like I wanted to be in was LA. So I made the jump, moved there, didn't know anybody, didn't even have a job. Like I did not have anything. That's another video for another day and how I moved to LA with like nothing prepared. But I moved to LA. It took me forever to find like a stable job. Thankfully, I finally found one. So I was working two full-time jobs, working from 9 to 5, then from 9 to 5. So 9 to 5, 9 to 5. So 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. I was doing that. I did that for 2 years. It came to a point where I'm like, I'm working this hard just to be able to afford a rent. So if I'm doing all this right now, just to afford rent. Why not get rid of this huge expense that I'm dealing with right now, and stick with the two jobs? Even though like the only reason why I was working those two jobs was because I wanted to afford rent and like pay for like little things here and there, and also I was also traveling a little bit during that time as well. So working those two jobs was helping me be able to afford barely afford what I was doing. I was looking for a sign. I just came back from Sweden. I came back from Sweden, and I remember I had I got a cold because the people there don't cover them, and I never get sick. Like that's like very very rare for me to get sick. I never ever get sick. I came back, so I was like forced to be like bedridden in my bed, and I was just thinking about like my life. At that point, I was scared as fuck because I was working like I was saying, I was working those two jobs just to be able to afford rent. So if I got sick and I missed a day of work, that's money that's money that I'm not making to be able to pay for my bills and stuff. So I was really really scared at that point. I'm like, I'm sick. I can't go into work. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because now I've lost like 2 days worth of money. Like, I'm like, yeah, something needs to change. Like, I need to like change something needs to change about this. So that was like kind of like my wake up call. And then because I missed like I think like 2 days of work, I ended up being late on my rent. Like, and that made me so scared because I was like, at that point I had never missed a payment for rent. I was always on time, but because I got sick, and I'm like, this is a wake up call. Like, I'm literally busting my ass just to be able to afford this rent in a place that's not even that. It wasn't even that nice. It was a nice apartment, but I could have gotten way much more for the amount that I was paying. I was literally paying close to $3,000 for one bedroom, but it was just like it wasn't worth it anymore for me. I think I realized that knowing when something is not serving you, knowing when to stop, it's not has no correlation with giving up. It takes immense strength to persevere, but it also takes strength to set aside your pride and recognize when something no longer serves you. And like, who am I trying to impress at this point? Like, I felt like I was trying to like put up like a show. Like I was trying to like show people that, oh yeah, I'm living in LA. I'm living in this nice ass neighborhood. I'm doing the thing, whatever the fuck. I'm like, what the like? Nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody gives a fuck about you. We don't care. They don't care. Like, yeah, this is my wake up call. Like I need to figure the fuck out what I'm gonna do. So at that point, luckily at that point, and everything was working out with the time. After that, I got an email with like my lease renewal agreement, and they raised my rent. So I'm like, this is another sign we're not doing this anymore. So I decided then and there I wasn't going to renew my lease. I was going to find a place that was cheaper and still stay with my two jobs, and I wanted to, and I decided then and there, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna try to leave the country after this. And yes, basically what I did was I ended up finding a place. I found roommates, which is another thing that was like one thing I really did not want to do, was get roommates. Like, because growing up, I had never had anything on my own before. When I moved to LA, that was the first time that I had ever had my own room, my own bathroom. Like, I literally, up until then, I had never had anything to myself. So I just felt like I was going backwards by getting roommates. I just felt like a failure. If I would have not put my pride aside and gotten roommates, I would not be sitting here today. We don't know honestly, because we don't know how the future works and stuff. But I feel like theoretically, I would not be sitting here today talking to you, explaining how the fuck I'm here right now. I ended up finding a place with roommates, and I could have just quit one of my jobs, but like I said, I wanted to get the fuck ASAP. You have until end of December, to save up enough money and get the fuck out of this country. Yeah. Obviously, that deadline did not end up working, but it definitely put some fire up my ass and made me want to push through. So giving myself that deadline held me accountable. It made me more motivated and gave me like a lot more push to keep going. I was working 2 full-time jobs, and also on top of that, I was also doing overtime, which I'm telling you guys, I don't really recommend this, because fatigue is a very real thing. Like, my body still hasn't gone back to normal since working over 80 hours a week for the past 2 years. So luckily, one of my jobs was a hybrid position, so I was able to work from home 2 days out of the week. So those 2 days out of the week were the days that usually I would do my overtime. So I would work from home, then I would leave early, and then get to work and work like a 12-hour shift, and then I had to wake up the next morning, go into the office. Like, it was just I'm telling you guys, it was not healthy. Like I said, when I have something in my mind that I want to do, I will literally do whatever the fuck I need to do to get it. So I was working those 2 jobs, working over 80 hours a week, trying to get as much overtime as I could. I know they're probably thinking what, this bitch is actually crazy, because they all knew, everybody at my job knew that I had another full-time job, and I know they were thinking this bitch is literally crazy. But I had a plan. Now they know why I was working that much. If you watch, I was trying to get the fuck ASAP. Closed mouths do not get fed. Everything is worth a shot. Everything is worth a shot. Just always think, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. I was working my little hybrid position. Even when I applied for the job, I knew in my mind that I was going to try to persuade my boss to let me just be fully remote. So basically what I did was I made sure that I was working hard as fuck. I made sure that I was the most productive. I wanted to make sure that I showed them that I was able to work independently and remotely and get equally, if not more, work done working remotely as I do in the office. So if you see a job and you see that it is a hybrid position, I would still apply for the hybrid position, knowing that you never know. You could be able to change it up. You're probably gonna have to hustle for a couple of months or a year or 2 years like I did, but it'll be worth it in the end if you're able to go fully remote. Yeah, so I literally made a whole presentation. I had a whole slideshow. I had a whole meeting with him. So I think I want to leave. I showed him my numbers. I showed him everything. Explained everything to him. You can trust me, and happy to let me go fully remote. And he had no issue with that at all. I think I saw a TikTok about this. They were like, don't be scared to make the wrong decision. Make the decision right. You have to embrace the unknown and just take risks. You cannot wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment to make a step or make a change or anything literally does not exist. You just have to have faith, make the move, and then the universe, I'm telling you, the universe, God, or whatever you believe in, will back you up. You have to take the initiative, and then everything will work out. Tomorrow is not promised. There's no way of telling how the next hour is going to play out, the next minute is going to play out. Anything can happen. So I think if you're in your 20s, this is the perfect time to make as many mistakes as you can, because we're not getting any younger. But yeah, so basically that's kind of my explanation for how I got to where I am right now. You guys, if you have any questions, you can leave them below, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.